Why, hello, fellow Patriots, and welcome back to the Patriot Dad channel, where we can discuss current events and modern issues, all while keeping it as real as possible. Today, I want to talk to you about the remaining half of the U.S. Bill of Rights, so Amendments 6 through 10. As we discussed last week, in September of 1789, during the First Congress, they proposed what would later become the Bill of Rights, because later, in December of 1791, they ratified 10 of the original 12 amendments, making Amendments 1 through 10 the Bill of Rights to the U.S. Constitution. So let's go ahead and dive into numbers 6 through 10, shall we? So Amendment number 6 is that in all criminal prosecutions, the accused shall enjoy the right to a speedy and public trial by an impartial jury of the state and district wherein the crime shall have been committed, which district shall have been previously ascertained by law, and to be informed of the nature and cause of the accusation, to be confronted with the witnesses against him, to have compulsory process for obtaining witnesses in his favor, and to have the assistance of counsel in his defense. So the Sixth Amendment here has a lot to do with your trials and your rights in a trial. The Sixth Amendment provides protections such as the right to a speedy trial, trial by an impartial jury, and to be informed of charges. Not only that, but you can face your accused, and the accused is allowed his or her own witnesses to be represented by a lawyer. So these are pretty important when it comes to our criminal proceedings, because, well, let's say, I don't know, you were to have what some might call an insurrection, and you were to be thrown in jail, and you were to not be granted a very speedy trial. That might be a violation of your rights. It might be. Unless, of course, they just deem you a terrorist or something, and then, Next, we have the Seventh Amendment. In suits at common law, where the value and controversy shall exceed $20, the right of trial by jury shall be preserved, and no fact tried by a jury shall otherwise be re-examined in any court of the United States than according to the rules of the common law. So you see here, this is a right to a jury trial for federal cases. I mean, not as big a deal for all of us in our daily lives, but, it's nice to know that you have it. The Eighth Amendment, excessive bail shall not be required, nor excessive fines imposed, nor cruel and unusual punishments inflicted. So the Eighth Amendment bars excessive bail and fines and cruel and unusual punishment. Now, let's say you were being held without bail for extended periods of time and not getting a speedy trial. And, you weren't being subject to potential maltreatment at the hands of the government while you were incarcerated, because that might also be a violation of your Eighth Amendment. Strange. We seem to be violating some people's rights here. At least that's what it would appear. But it's okay, right? We've deemed that the January 6th defendants are bad people. So it's okay to violate the rights of people that we decide are bad people? I don't think so. At least it shouldn't work that way, right? The Ninth Amendment is the enumeration in the Constitution of certain rights shall not be construed to deny or disparage others retained by the people. So the Ninth Amendment states that listing specific rights in the Constitution does not mean that people do not have other rights that have not been specifically spelled out. This is actually kind of in a common theme with what ends up being the 10th Amendment. The 10th Amendment is the powers not delegated to the United States by the Constitution nor prohibited by it to the states are reserved to the states or to the people. So you see here in the 10th Amendment, it says that the federal government only has those powers granted to it specifically and delegated to them specifically in the Constitution. And if it's not listed in the Constitution, it belongs to the states or the people, not to the federal government. So the Ninth Amendment says, there are rights that people have that we don't necessarily list. This is not an exclusive list. Whereas the 10th Amendment clearly spells out that if it is not laid out in the Constitution and delegated to the federal government, that it belongs to the states and to the people. So why is it that our federal government continues to do so many things that are not specifically listed in the Constitution or its amendments, as we've gone over in the last few months? There are so many departments, divisions, and bureaucrats in the United States government, in the federal government, that are doing things that are not clearly laid out and delegated to it, that it really makes me wonder why our federal government is doing more than half of the things that it does. Because in my opinion, and in the opinion of our founders and the way our Constitution is written, they really shouldn't be doing those things. Those things should all be the responsibility of the states or the people. I am a huge proponent of returning significant powers back to the states. The centralization of power in our federal government has not resulted in things getting better for us. So why do we continue to vote for the people that continue to centralize that power? I don't know, and I don't want to keep it going. If I learned anything watching the Republican debate that just happened a few weeks ago and last week, the majority of the people running for the Republican Party are war hawks, and they are big central government proponents. With the exception of, from what I can tell, Vivek and Trump. But all the other people that were up on that stage at the debate, they're just all about dropping bombs on kids. They're all about expanding war. They're all about expanding the federal government and spending more. I'm not all about it. So we got a little sidetracked there. But I think it's all kind of related, right? If we have candidates for federal office that are trying to say that they want to do things at the federal level that are not the responsibility of the federal government, why are they running on these things? Why should we support candidates that are trying to centralize more power for the federal government? I would argue that we shouldn't, no matter what party they're in. So for those that made it to the end of the video this week, it's a little bit on the shorter side, but that's fine. I appreciate you making it here to the end. If you enjoy it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit the little bell icon so you can be notified when I upload new content. Please share the content with friends, family, and other people as you see fit and help spread the word. I appreciate every bit of it. We'll be back in the middle of the week with another Tom MacDonald reaction. We'll be reacting to The System this coming Wednesday. So I hope you enjoy it. I've very much enjoyed Tom MacDonald and my few songs that I've heard of his. I will be branching out and getting into the other artists that he collaborates with. So look forward to those as well. We tend to do those reactions on Wednesdays every week, and these videos tend to come out on Saturdays. So thank you for following along on this journey. It's been a real treat. Take care, everyone. God bless, and bye for now. Go ahead and check out one of the links on the screen now to either subscribe to the channel and see the rest of the videos of the channel, or one of the carefully selected videos that you may wish to see that YouTube has used its algorithm to select for you.